Hello, welcome to Johan's RC Garage. Thanks for pushing play and spending a little bit of time with me. I wanted to talk about differentials in the Traxxas slash 4x4, specifically the racing spool. I did some experimenting and I installed them both in my speed slash rear. This one was in the front. First run with this one in the rear, it broke both of the outdrives right off. Supposed to look here. Yeah. On the first run, this one broke. And you know what? I really wasn't surprised. Running a Mamba Monster X with a 2200 kV on 6S, I wasn't surprised when those snapped. So I thought nothing of it, switched back to the gears I had in before, and just kept this one in the front. Well, recently I noticed that there was some play in my tires, my wheels. They would play. I mean, they still would rotate one direction, but I could get the wheels to move a little bit before the drive shaft started to engage. I thought that was really strange. So I tore it apart, and what I ended up finding was it actually ripped out all the screws. When I got the differential open, I was amazed to find that the ring gear was moving independently from the diff cup, and that the screws had just stripped straight out, and the whole thing was spinning inside there. Well, the shaft, this shaft here, would ride inside of this groove here, and it was moving from there to there, just that little bit. It had eaten that away from there to there, like that, and it also broke that. On the first one, I went back and looked. When the first one broke, it actually did basically the same thing, but in a little different way. It didn't break out these, it broke the outdrives instead. So the screw bores, these bosses here held, but it snapped off the outdrives, and it moved all the way. You can see how that's supposed to be just the straight into here, and it was all the way back and forth. Clunk, 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 clunk. Labeled it so I knew what was in there. Hot racing spool. So that's garbage. That's garbage. My ring gears are still good. This ring gear is actually from an original, I believe this came from a Revo 3.3. Same gears in a slash. This one I bought brand new. I bought a couple of them back when I did these spools. I don't believe this is for heavy duty, on-road, high horsepower applications. I can still use this one. I'll probably put it into a stock slash 4x4 that I have. Thank you to my brother Trevor, who donated that to the show. Well, to me, and I am the show, the big show, big guy. Anyways, so that's kind of what I want to show you. I'm going to end up putting just a regular unlock diff back into speed slash. I think that with this experience, the spools are not for that. I'll probably, let's see if I have some right here. I'll probably just stick with doing the silicone earplugs. These ones are for kids. They're a little bit smaller and they're orange. It's the same exact thing as the clear ones, same consistency. I bought both just to see. I have the clear ones also somewhere, but it's the same thing. So that's probably what I'll end up packing the differential with for the replacement in the speed slash. Okay. Also, MIPs. The biggest question I see in all the Facebook groups, one of the biggest questions I always see is what axles to run. For years, every noob that gets a Traxxas slash 4x4 or whatever Stampede, Haas, they ask, what's the best drive shaft? What's the best drive shaft? Well, out of the stock ones and the new heavy duty, the gray ones work great, but these have been the best. And when I got these, I knew that there's an issue with those screws coming loose, these set screws. So it is very important to clean these, every single part. Before I assembled these, I soaked them in, I think, brake clean. I scrubbed every part. I kind of went over and above and beyond. And it has done me well. I used red Loctite on these ones, blue Loctite here, so I can take them back apart easily. They don't back out. Also, I'll put a little white paint dot on that one, and then on the one that goes on the other end, I put a white dot so that I have them phased perfectly. That's another important thing on these, is these can go out of phase. They will assemble out of phase. So that's something to be aware of. Okay. I think that's enough for differentials right now. I wanted to move on to the next thing, which is